Hello from Los Angeles, California. I'm Dr. Ryan. China is making its anger at the United States and especially at Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, very clear this morning. She is now in South Korea after wrapping up a defiant visit to Taiwan earlier today. Just visiting made China furious, but Speaker Pelosi did more than just hold photo ops. She spoke when visiting Taiwan Parliament and spoke again when meeting with its president.
Today, our delegation, of which I'm very proud, came to Taiwan to make unequivocally clear we will not abandon our commitment to Taiwan, and we are proud of our enduring friendship.
China immediately sent a message that friendship has its price. China flew dozens of warplanes around the island when Pelosi was there, and it is also launching a series of military drills around the island. Beijing even released a map of the military drills, and if you look at it, it literally circles the entire island. It's an extremely provocative move. The map indicates that some of those drills could actually encroach on Taiwan's territorial waters. That means it's just within about 14 miles off of Taiwan's shores. Taiwan is calling this a blockade that endangers regional security. It is even having to reroute some vessels in order to avoid those drills. The White House is saying, look, this is pretty much what we expected, and they're urging Beijing not to escalate the tension. I guess we'll have to watch very closely to see just how far Beijing takes this. Although we are at the moment when Xi Jinping, China's leader, cannot look weak, but he also cannot afford to have this escalate into a crisis. We have to remember when we see these strong reactions from Beijing, yes, it's directed towards Taiwan, and yes, it is directed towards the United States, but it is also and more so directed to the home audience. They are trying to prove to the Chinese people that Beijing is taking it very seriously, what they see as a national humiliation, because they see Taiwan as a renegade province and must be reunified with the mainland, even by force if necessary. Now, flying planes into Taiwan's airspace is unacceptable but predictable. But whether this turns from a lowercase crisis into a capital bold-faced crisis is of important question. The national security analyst, a former deputy director of national intelligence, Beth Sander, opined during an interview with CNN that there are two factors to consider.
I think there are two things. One are the activities, and the other is how long this lasts. So they're planning these exercises for about 4 days. I think it will go into the territorial waters or very close, and maybe, even more flyovers of the median line, which is rather unprecedented. It's really only happened once at scale. The last time there was a major high-level U.S. official during the Trump administration. And, we could see a lot more in terms of cyber, maybe more economic things, but hopefully it will die down. One school of thought says that, and another says that this is going to be the fourth major straight crisis, the last one being during the Clinton administration. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, that maybe we're going to see a lot of ratcheting up, ratcheting down, continuing, and China's just going to be a lot more boldly aggressive in asserting its sovereignty over Taiwan.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi didn't have to speak. She could have done photo ops, but she twice spoke, knowing that her remarks would infuriate China. And both times that she spoke, she said, this is a test between dictatorship and democracy. She wants to change the entire conversation we have. This is a strategic ambiguity. We are not supposed to say publicly that the United States would stand with Taiwan if Beijing tries to take it by force. Instead, she wants to just change the entire narrative. The way that I view it is that this is an event. This is a process, and I think this is an inflection point where we are going to see this relationship in rough waters ahead. And no matter what, including the possibility of war either by design or by miscalculations. To see more videos like this and to support my work, click the subscribe button here on the screen. You may also follow me on Medium, where I write about the most important topics daily, or check out my podcast, Dr. Ryan Alva Show, on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast.